Hey, I thought that I would go over something that has been very useful to me since I've been working on some animation stuff. So, I found this tutorial here, super awesome. This is for if you're using Blender and you want to export, a single animation made in Blender, which can be useful for a few things when you have a skeletal mesh and you bring them into Unreal Engine from Blender, and if you're using like Rigify or something, it'll usually import your actual mesh, your rig or skeleton, and then usually it'll just like bring in a bunch of animations if you don't know what you're doing. So this helps because now that I'm further along in my development, I'm changing how my character animates, and I'll probably do that with other characters as I bring them in too, like AI and things like that. So I don't want to bring in a whole bunch of animations every time I import my character. There's a bunch of little things that can be annoying and tedious when you're doing this until you get used to a system. And so what I'm doing right now is the first animations I made for my character that I've just kind of ignored for a long time because I've been working on other things was I made like run forward, jump, idle jumping like you're in the sky falling and then landing, and then just idling standing there. I also made walk animations and stuff, which you don't really see in my videos most of the time because I've never finished making like a quick key and stuff to slow your speed and actually have you walk. But I have a bunch of animations in there, but the thing is I did all of them before I even imported my character, and then when I did import them they were all there and it all worked and I hooked it all up. But now that I'm coming back and visiting this again, revisiting this, I realize that this is just so useful doing a single animation at a time. And anyways, I found this written this written tutorial, and I'm going to put a link in my description. But I always like watching a video instead, so you don't have to read all this stuff, and then sometimes it'll make more sense of these instructions. So anyways, this is the tutorial I'm going off of that I'll post a link for, and right here I'm in Unreal Engine where I'm starting to organize individual animations for my character, like this new one where they're going to be holding a mesh that is going to be for an axe or a pickaxe, and that'll be chopping a tree, or just little things that I'm starting to work on. And then also I've been making it so that they can look down and different directions when depending on where your mouse is. So those are things I've been working on back in Blender. This is the thing. You can see that with an axe or a pickaxe, that wood chopping thing. Anyways, what I've done is I've gone into Rigify and I've unhidden my bones down here on the right. I should have shown my mouse, but I never show my mouse. I don't know, it just bugs me usually when I watch videos. But in this situation it would have been useful. I'm too far in. We're too far in. If anybody has questions, I'll tell you. But if you look on the right side of the screen, I'm checking and unchecking a box over here, and that's hiding and unhiding my skeleton. So I've got it unhidden. Let's go to the next animation I'm going to export, which will be axe left down. I'm just going to copy this title right here, hit escape so I don't overwrite it, and now my animation has moved in this pose mode window, and it's important that you're in pose mode. So yeah, I've got my rig selected. I'm in pose mode. I've selected all the bones. They go blue. Over here in this little menu, I'm going to go to the NLA editor right here. Bing. And NLA editor. Wow. It'll show these little tracks. So we're just going to delete these. And once they've been deleted, we're going to go back to the dope sheet right here. Nothing's there. So we're going to do left down again, the animation I was trying to export by itself. I'm going to re-highlight my rig. Now I'm going to go back into the NLA editor again. Click this little drop down box. There's these little things that look like speakers, and on where it says NLA track and then it says ax_L. At the beginning of that, where it says NLA track, there's the speaker icon that says do channels contribute to result, and there's this padlock that says editability of NLA strips in this track. So now it shows just the one that we're exporting this time. That's what we wanted. So we go back to the dope sheet again. You'll see there's nothing here again. So we're gonna do that same animation again. We're gonna re-highlight ourselves. It seems like we redid a step, but you have to do that or it doesn't work. We're gonna go to export, FBX. In here, usually I just do selected objects, this little checkbox where the note just popped up, but we don't do that here. You just leave this whole window. We're gonna go to geometry, smoothing to face. Unreal Engine just kind of likes you to have a smoothing on your stuff anyways, so we just do face. Armature, you're gonna uncheck this add leaf bones box. You're gonna uncheck it. And in animation, you're gonna uncheck this all actions box. So now that we've done that, the reason I copied my title at the beginning is it just makes this easy. I rename it, boop, anim ax left down .fbx. So that's when the mouse is in a certain area of the screen. My character's little torso and head are gonna look that way, even if you're just standing there. Export. Wait a second. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. So that should have been a single animation. So now if we go back into Unreal Engine, in my little folder I have here, oops, wrong folder. I will go into here where my little blend files are for this. We just did left down. Just drag it over here, drop it into blank space on the content browser. We're going to uncheck this import mesh box right here. Whether to import the mesh allows animations only imported when importing a skeletal mesh. We're going to uncheck that because that's the whole point of this entire tutorial, is that we already have our skeletal mesh. And then we can choose the skeleton that came with our skeletal mesh, like the OG, original gangster that we imported. Mine is female skeleton because originally I was making a female character first. Doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. But anyways, this is my skeleton that I use for our character. Import it. It's gonna say I don't have these weapons and stuff that are in my Blender file because I've been using these weapons to animate with, and I haven't given them bones because they're all gonna be static meshes. So I just have them in my Blender file so that as I animate, I have them just parented to a single bone, like in the hand. And then I animate with it, and then I take them off. I know there's a lot of different ways to do it, but I wanted to do it that way, and so that's how I'm doing it. So it's going to say I don't have any of these. That's fine. I don't want there to be bones for those anyways. If I open this up, this was the animation in Blender that we just pulled in. There it is. Here it is. All by itself. It didn't bring in any extra baggage. There's the last one I did. This is looking around. Little axe. There we go. So anyways, that has been really helpful to me while I've been working on this particular thing. So yeah, this how to import single animation made in Blender. Thank you so much. This is an amazing post. And like I said, I'm going to link it, and this post is by Kuso 1, and it's from 2017. Look at that, still relevant. The Blender version I'm using is Blender 2.79, but it works all the way back to like 2.17, I think. Sometimes when I get a new version of Blender though, shit gets weird. So I just stick with the same one until I really feel like updating. But anyways, so if you work with any point like that or the newest one, then this should work fine. And like I said, I'll post that link. I think it's really useful. The video helps a lot. And I can do one more, but I feel like you could just rewatch the video. So hopefully that made sense because this is all just on the fly. That's me working on Seven Wildz. That's what I'm doing right now. All the posts I've been making have been mostly just like furniture and stuff, me speed modeling because I love doing that. And then just little gifs I've made of my meshes spinning. But when I'm not posting that stuff, this is what I've actually been working on, is getting a whole bunch of animations done. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. So I hope this tutorial helps somebody. You guys have a good day, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.